And welcome to the Monday edition of Liberty Lunch Break, the topic du jour from Off the Wire. I am your host, Noello Lynn, aka the Cajun Libertarian. So, what is the topic du jour? New deadly superfungus can now be found in half of the United States. Yes, let's go. Giant Meteor 2024, actually. By the way, I hope you had an absolutely fantastic weekend, and I hope that you will 100% dedicate this next week to being a fantastic and productive week for yourself. So, as we get started, yet again, we have another one of our more popular gaining segments by the freaking episode. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America. Here we go.
The town of Rolling Stone will be back, and we'll be with you every step of the way. And what did I say? I didn't. I said Rolling Fork, Rolling Stone. I got my mind going here.
It's just bad. It's bad. And that's in the middle of a crisis. Rolling Fork is right around the corner. By the way, I will be providing updates on how you can help that area and other areas affected by the storms, because obviously this ain't going to do it. But we have a funny clip to respond to that with.
Wilda? What's your name?
Wilda.
Ain't that what I said? I gotta tell you, getting names right is not my thing.
It's so freaking perfect. It's so perfect. All right, let's get to it. New deadly superfungus can now be found in half of the United States. This is from sciencealert.com from March 30th. A fungal superbug called Candida auris is spreading rapidly throughout the hospitals and nursing homes in the U.S. The first case was identified in 2016. Since then, it has spread to half of the country, or half of the country's 50 states. And according to a new report, infections tripled between 2019 and 2021. This is hugely concerning. Who's writing this article? Trump? It's hugely. It's the most bigly virus that's ever been known. We need to get Mike Pence on the phone. Anyway. Canada, or I keep wanting to call it Canada. Candida auris is a yeast type fungus that is the first to have multiple international health alerts associated with it. It has been found in over 30 countries, including the UK, since it was first identified in Japan in 2009. Sorry for that. My bad. It is related. For the apology is for the people watching, which you should definitely watch all the videos, because I play tons of videos. I make lots of memes about the content that we talk about. So definitely join the live stream. By the way, like, share, subscribe, please. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, freaking Instagram, I guess. Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, basically anywhere you can get your podcast. All right, forgot to do that. There you go. All that being said, if you're listening later, you need to watch the show, because you're missing an incredible amount of content. It is related to other types of yeast that can cause infections, like Candida albicans, which causes thrush. However, Candida auris is very different to these other fungi, and in some ways highly unusual. First, it can grow or quote unquote colonize human skin. Oh, a word that has gotten like some massive hate here lately. You can colonize your human skin. Unlike many other Candida species that like to grow in our guts as part of the microbiome, Candida auris does not grow in this environment and seems to prefer the skin. This means that people who are colonized with Candida auris can shed lots of yeast from their skin. And this contaminates bedclothes and surfaces with the fungus. This can lead to outbreaks. Sorry. It is unusual for a fungal infection to spread from person to person, but that seems to be how Candida auris infections spread. Actually, what they're trying to say here is how it spreads, I guess, technically is from person to person, but it's more contact related, right? So you go to a hospital, you're sick, somebody has Candida auris, they have shed it onto the bedding, gowns, etc. Things weren't cleaned properly. Go figure. It's a hospital. They aren't. I don't care what your misconception of how these hospitals are ran is. They're not clean places. They're just not. Why? Very, very, very simple mathematical deduction. People are involved. Lots and lots of people, namely sick people. All right, let's continue. Outbreaks can happen with this fungus, especially in intensive care units and nursing homes where people are at a higher risk for getting fungal infections generally. The fungus can live on surfaces for several weeks, and getting rid of it can be very difficult. Enhanced cleaning and hand washing is needed to try and mitigate, but the word is actually limit here in the article, the spread of the fungus and exposure to patients who get ill from it. Most people who are colonized with Candida auris will not get ill from it. Most people who are colonized with Candida auris will not get ill from it. Most people who get this won't get sick. Does that sound freaking familiar? If it doesn't, then you haven't been paying attention. But here we are with alarmist stuff to distract you from actual banking crisis, in the U.S. petrodollar just collapsing right before our eyes. Supply chain absolutely destroyed with absolutely zero positive futuristic outlook in regards to it. But here we are talking about a new deadly superfungus that can now be found in half of the United States from ScienceAlert.com. March 30th. Most people who are colonized with Candida auris will not get ill from it or even know it is there. Almost like asymptomatic. We'll move on. All right, we'll move on. It causes infections when it gets into surgical wounds or the blood from an intravenous line. Once it gets into the body, it can infect organs and the blood causing a very serious and potentially fatal disease. Probably should say causes there. Get better, ScienceAlert.com. The mortality rate for people infected as opposed to colonized. So, give me a second here. I only need none of them. Did you hear that? Asymptomatic cases, symptomatic cases. People that are infected versus diseased. It's the same thing, y'all. It's the same. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, man. Once it gets into the body, it can infect organs and the blood, causing a very serious and potential fatal disease. The mortality rate for people infected as opposed to colonized. Infected versus diseased. Infected versus diseased. Sound familiar? If it doesn't, thoughts and prayers, I guess. I don't know.
What's your name?
Wilda.
Ain't that what I said?
That's funny. There's apparently some button on this keyboard here that I keep accidentally pressing that is playing these videos, but that is absolutely hilarious. And I'm 100% not deleting this from tomorrow's show. We're almost done anyway. Of course, I'm not going to delete it. This is fantastic. Oh, man. But a precise. I ended that sentence prematurely. The mortality rate for people infected as opposed to colonized with the fungus is between 30 and 60%. That's a very high mortality rate, by the way. Very, very high in medical terms. How many people are getting infected post disease? Something you might want to look into for people that actually like science, data, and medical professionalism. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because YouTube. All right. But a precise mortality rate can be hard to pin down as people who are infected are often critically ill with other conditions. What do you want me to say? Oh, man. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to give you one word that you should know off the back of your hand at this point. 3 years in. 3 years in. But a precise mortality rate can be hard to pin down as people who are infected are often critically ill with other conditions. So, like a comorbidity? No. Hey, no. You conspiracy theorists, absolutely not. You shut your mouths and you listen to the experts. What's wrong with you? You cultists? Diagnosing an infection can be difficult as there can be a wide range of symptoms. No. Stop. You cultists. You anti-science cultists. Stop. You trust the experts. You make an altar in a building that you've constructed for trust of the experts. It's not worship. Don't do that. No. Don't do that. But you build that structure, and then you kneel at that altar of these quote unquote experts. Because there's no way they'd lie to you. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Ever would they do that? Never. Diagnosing an infection can be difficult as there can be a variety, but it says a wide range of symptoms, including fever, chills, headaches, and nausea. No. There's nothing to do, completely unrelated to the last 3 years. It is for this reason that we need to keep a close eye. It is for this reason that we need to keep a close eye on Candida auris, as it can be easily confused with other conditions. Yeah. Do what you want with that information. All I'm saying is hashtag YouTube. Trust the experts. We'll leave it right there. I'm out. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week. I will see you tomorrow. Same Cajun time, same Cajun channel. I'll actually see you tonight because I'm going to do the live tonight instead of Sunday night, because we need to switch every live from Sunday to Monday and from Wednesday to Thursday. We're going to implement that this week. It is what it is. Everyone will learn very quickly because this show is popping off the wire. Pun intended, because Off the Wire is the most popular show. Although this lunch break show is getting out of control, it's wild. Like, you're starting to catch up real fast to the very popular live show Off the Wire. Like, it's amazing. I almost quit this show. Almost quit it. You guys are like no, absolutely not. We love this topic and content. Almost completed those 2 words there. Anyway, leave it there. Love you very much. Galatians 2:20. See you tonight and tomorrow and the rest of the week. And I am out.